Hello, hello, bienvenue, and welcome back to another Moment of Folly. I'm following up last week's video with a part 2, The Long Halloween part 2 to be exact. And if you haven't seen the first part, I'll leave a link in the description below. And while you're down there, why not leave a like or subscribe to my channel for more content? But let's get into this epic mystery. As you can imagine, when it comes to any adaptation, it's been altered from the original source material. The source material, of course, being the original run of The Long Halloween. But in this case, I think the changes are for the better. It doesn't derail the story in any way, at least that's my opinion. I'm not going to break down every single minute change that they have made, because honestly, that would take me forever. And it's easy to get bogged down with what's different and is this good or is this bad, but I will talk about a few of the changes as they become pertinent. So a quick recap. The Long Halloween is a year-long Batman case of the holiday killer who's gone on a killing spree to kill the seedy mafia underbelly of Gotham. No one is safe, and it's up to Batman and Harvey Dent and Captain Gordon to solve this mystery. As I said last time, it's a mafia movie, except with Batman, and now it includes some supervillains. And you can really feel the mafia film noir vibe throughout this entire film because of the atmosphere that it has worked hard to cultivate. Through not only the visuals, but also the pacing and the storytelling, and not to mention the body count. Batman may have a no-kill rule, but his enemies? Not so much. And you can really see how this story, The Long Halloween, how it inspired Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight series. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. This is one of the best DCAU film features to date. Actually, it's one of the best adaptations of Batman that we've ever seen to the screen. And we all know that I'm usually at odds with Batman. The voice acting was top tier and I loved every moment of it. We got this super empathetic Selina Kyle. Catwoman really stood out to me. She was here to save the day, and you know what? I'm there for it. They really let her shine. I love that for a moment you think you're going to get this epic Catwoman versus Batman showdown, and then BAM! No victim blaming here, we blame the abuser. In this case, we're talking about Ivy's very gross abuse of consent. But let's talk about Josh Duhamel. You could really feel the difference between Harvey Dent and Two-Face. For me, it actually almost physically hurt when you see that moment that Harvey realizes that he's no longer in control. And this movie seemed to actually understand how to utilize Harvey as a character. This stands out as a huge strength for this film. In this half of the story, we get to see a wide range of Batman's rogue gallery. I mean, he does have one of the best out there. But even better, they're not actually the focus of the story. It still remains mostly about Harvey Dent and his slow descent into madness and the emergence of Two-Face. This story humanizes Two-Face in a whole new way. The Long Halloween isn't about the hero swooping in and saving the day. In fact, Batman fails. More than once. And often. Really, it's just Batman trying to keep up and cleaning up the mess as he goes. I've talked about the art before. We don't get that iconic style that we get in the comics in this film, except for the snippets during the opening credits. But I still love the art of this film. It's absolutely gorgeous. And it offers a fluidity to the characters in a way that you just wouldn't get if you were trying to emulate a comic. Just look at the backgrounds and how the characters stand out against them. Remember when I said the first part had a slow film noir feel? Which I enjoyed immensely, but I know not everyone did. This half of the film, it still had all the makings of a mafia movie. But it seemed to be trying to push into the territory of action film at the same time, which for me, I found a little at odds with the tone of the film. It's like the first part didn't quite communicate with the second half what the film was supposed to be. It didn't feel properly broken up. The second half's pacing just didn't match that of the first. We skimmed through the holiday killings to focus a little more on Harvey Dent's internal struggle, which I actually didn't mind, I just didn't like how it was done. Ivy's control originally in the comic was only about a month, but by extending it in the film, they could trim a bit of the fat without really losing the audience. They changed the ending, and I know that people out there are probably pretty pissed off, but I didn't mind. Actually, this ending makes a lot more sense to me. And it probably lulled fellow geeks into thinking that they already had the answer when they definitely didn't. This ending actually allowed Batman to suss out what happened. It gave Harvey a chance at future redemption, and actually set up the finale with small clues throughout the film that the comic kind of lacked. I will say that I'm kind of miffed that we didn't get that iconic Riddler holiday April Fool's gag. Again, you have to cut some things, and the Riddler didn't really have a lot to do with the story other than being hired to sort of suss out who the holiday killer was. Plus, we already have Batman, Dent, and Gordon on the case. Overall, this is an excellent addition to the DCAU, and I recommend this film, both parts 1 and 2. If you're a fan of Batman, or Mafia and film noir, or just the study of human nature, The Long Halloween is definitely worth your time.
Will there ever be a time when the sins of fathers don't fall to their sons for redemption? Good day.